משנה ד' משנתנו דנה בעדים שראו את הלבנה בחידושה בליל שבת. Here comes the problem. What happened? It's Friday night. You go back from shul and you see the new moon. Right? It's Shabbos already. You see the moon, it means that it's Shabbos. אם מותר להם לחלל את השבת. Now the question is, you need the witnesses to go to Yerushalayim, to tell the Beit Din that they saw the new moon. Yeah? The question is if they're allowed to mechalel Shabbos for that or not.
Kegone, not. Yeah, there are so many people.
Oh, that's what
Why can't they sit over there? Why do you have to sit?
Maybe in Yerushalayim it's cloudy. How do you know?
Oh.
Maybe in Yerushalayim they don't know how to look. I don't know. They didn't see. A lot of things can happen. Yeah? כגון ללכת לחוץ לתחום. So first of all, we have a problem, 2,000 אמה, out of the city limit. We discussed many times. You're not allowed to walk more than 2,000 אמה. כדי ללך ולהודיע לבית דין, in order to go and tell ירושלים, the judges. על 2 חודשים מחללים את השבת. So it's going to say, out of all these Rosh Chodashim, right? All these Rosh Chodashim that we said before, there's 12 in a year, maybe 13 if there's 2 Adars. You're only allowed to mechalel Shabbos on 2 of them. על 2 חודשים מחללים את השבת. On 2 months you're allowed to mechalel Shabbos. העדים שראו את הלבנה, the witnesses that they saw the new moon, מותר להם לחלל את השבת, are allowed to go out of the 2,000 אמה, כדי ללך ולהעיד לפני בית דין, in order to go and to say in front of the court. על ניסן, on which 2 months, ניסן, they're allowed to, משום קביעת חג הפסח, because of פסח in שבועות, ניסן takes care of 2, פסח in שבועות, ועל תשרי, and on ראש השנה, משום קביעת יום הכיפורים וחג הסוכות, because you need to know יום כיפור and סוכות, only that. שבהם בחודשים אלו, השלוחים יוצאים לסוריה. In those in those 2 months, the messengers go out to Syria, ומשם לבבל, and then continue all the way to Iraq, to Bavel, כדי להודיע לבני הגולה יום קביעותם, in order to tell the people in exile when is the ראש חודש. ובהם מתקנים את המועדות. And in these 2 months, it decides where the holidays are going to fall. The 3 regalim are decided in these 2 months. In other words, Tishrei decides Yom Kippur and Sukkot, and Nissan decides Pesach and Shavuot. That's how you cover all the 3 regalim. ובהם מתקנים את המועדות. That's the holidays from the Torah. Once you did the holidays from the Torah, that you're allowed to. For Chanukah and Purim, you're not allowed to, because it's just from the rabbis. That's what it looks like. Okay? כלומר שתיקון כל המועדות תלוי בחודשים אלו. In other words, the establishment of all the holidays depends on these 2 months. בגמרא שואלים על מה ששנינו כאן, שבהם השלוחים יוצאים לסוריה. So the Gemara says, because on those 2 months, the messengers go out to Syria. What do you mean on those 2 months? The messengers go out to Syria in all 6 months. Why did they say, because on those months the messengers go out to Syria? וכי על 2 חודשים אלו בלבד השלוחים יוצאים. Only on these 2 months they go out. ולא שנינו על 6 חודשים השלוחים יוצאים. We already said, on 6 months. ומתרצים, and they says, שיש הבדל בין שאר החודשים משני החודשים הללו. It says there's a difference between other months than to this month. שעל שאר החודשים השלוחים יוצאים בערב. Because on the other month, the messengers go out from the evening. כגון אם הלבנה נראתה באופן ברור בליל ה-30, which means over there, it says if they see it on the night of the 30th, שללא כל ספק יקדשו בית דין מחר את החודש, that you know for sure to the next day they're going to sanctify the moon. אין המשלוחים ממתינים עד למחר כדי לשמוע את הכרזת קידוש החודש מפני נשיא בית הדין. Because they know it's either 29 or 30th. So if it wasn't 29 already, even though they didn't say it, you know that they don't have another choice. They have to say it, so you can already send. אלא יוצאים מיד בערב להוציא לגולה שיום ה-30 הוא ראש החודש. They go immediately, right? אבל על ניסן ועל תשרי אין השלוחים יוצאים עד שישמעו את פני נשיא בית דין. But on Nissan and Tishrei they have to wait that people say, this is the month. They have to wait for the next day. Mekudash HaChodesh. They have to hear, in other words, unless they hear it, they cannot go out yet. שהואיל ותיקון המועדות תלוי בהם, since it is not, they have, the Beit Din has the choice, and it on their word, until they tell you this, until you hear this is Rosh Chodesh, it's not Rosh Chodesh. Yeah, but if it's the 30th day, you know for sure it's going to be Rosh Chodesh the next day. Then you can go out. It doesn't depend on the Beit Din. On the 29th day, now it depends on the Beit Din, you have to wait. יש חשש שמא ימלכו בית הדין לדחות ראש חודש ליום ה-31. So because it is possible to not only push it from 29 to 30, they can push it even one more day to the 31st day. מכל מקום, אין זה משמש טעם לחילול השבת ידי העדים. But that's not good enough reason to מחלל Shabbos through the witnesses. שהרי השלוחים עצמם אסורים לחלל את השבת. Like we're going to learn that the messengers themselves are not allowed to do חילול Shabbos. Not allowed to go more than 2,000 אמה in order to walk on Shabbat. אלא הטעם העיקרי הוא לפי שבהם מתקנים את המועדות. The main reason is because these are not because of the shluchim. The main reason is like we said in the beginning, because that's when you establish the holidays from the Torah. ולא נקטה המשנה שבהם השלוחים יוצאים לסוריה. So why did the Mishnah gives another reason? That the reason is because the messengers are going to Syria, אלא כדי להוסיף לציין חשיבותם של חודשים אלו. To tell you about the importance of these things. לייפות וליישב את טעם החילול, אף בשביל זאת שיש דברים שאין הטעם תלוי בהם, ונעשים סעה לדבר ליישבו ולייפותו. To tell you why would you even go to Mechal Shabbos, such a thing, says for those specific reasons, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is because it was to establish the holidays. וכשהיה בית המקדש קיים, and when the temple, so this is after the temple, in the time of the temple, מחללים אף על כולם. There was חילול Shabbos on everything. העדים שראו את הלבנה בליל 30, not only for this, in time of בית המקדש, they would מחלל Shabbos on any month. They would run to tell them. Doesn't matter which month. Even though there's no holidays.
Look like those,
you need to know what the month is. You need to know what the month is. Forget holiday. How would you in Yerushalayim know? That's the question. העדים שראו את הלבנות בליל 30, how would they bring the sacrifice without me? They would not know that God says to bring the sacrifice. So I have to go and tell them. מותר היה להם לחלל את השבת אף על כל החודשים. They were allowed to go more than 2,000 אמה on any month. Why? מפני תקנת הקורבן. Like we say, how would they know to bring the sacrifice? כדי להקריב את קורבן המוסף של ראש חודש בזמנו. To bring the sacrifice of ראש חודש in the right time. בגמרא מבוארת ברייתא, מניין שמחללים את השבת. It says, how do we know that they actually go against Shabbat? תלמוד לומר, it says, אלה מועדי השם, because look what it says about ראש חודש. It says, this is the times of the years, מקראי קודש, the holy times, אשר תקראו אותם במועדם, that you have to read them in their time. הזהירם הכתוב שלא יעבור המועד שזמן קריאתם מקרא קודש. It tells you that you have to do it in the right time. היינו קידוש בית דין, which means that you have to sanctify it at the right time. יכול כשם שמחללים עד שיתקדשו, so it's possible just like you break Shabbat until they become holy, כלומר, כשם שמחללים העדים את השבת כדי שיתקדש החודש בזמנו. So just like those witnesses used to break Shabbat in order to sanctify the moon at that time, כן מחללים שלוחי בית דין עד שיתקיימו המועדות בזמן אדם. So why don't the shluchim do the same thing? The shluchim that go and tell you when Rosh Chodesh is, they should also be allowed to break Shabbat. תלמוד לומר, אשר תקראו אותם, in order to declare them. Yeah? The declaration was in the temple. The fact that they don't know, that's their problem. In other words, the main problem is that the temple has to be declared. They don't have to know exactly what time it is. God says you have to know, to make sure you do it at their time in the temple. Doesn't matter over there. Let them keep 2 days like we do. מותרים מן התורה לחלל את השבת. Then they're allowed from the Torah.
Exactly the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. מותרים מן התורה לחלל את השבת. So therefore they're allowed, God decides that they have to break Shabbat from the Torah, אך על כל החודשים, on all the month, אבל חכמים התקינו, but the sages declared, לאחר חורבן בית המקדש, this is after the destruction, שלא יהיו מחללים אלא על ניסן ועל תשרי בלבד. The sages says, only because since we cannot bring sacrifices after destruction, but we do need to do to know the times, yeah. So therefore, on Nissan and Tishrei, because it tells us the regalim. לפי שתיקון כל המועדות תלוי בהם, because that's when we know what the holidays are. אבל שאר החודשים, but on all the other months, הואיל ואין תיקון המועדות תלוי בהם, you don't need to know, there's no reason to know them. אסור אף לעדים לחלל את השבת. You're not allowed even to witnesses to לחלל את השבת.